Welcome to Hallway Conversations, a breakout series dissecting each week's hottest keynotes from the AWS reInvent conference. I'm John Knight, a DevOps Lead at Virtasant.
And I'm James Cross, a Solutions Architect. Today, we're talking about Andy Jassy's opening keynote that was broadcast live on Tuesday. There are a lot of announcements and guest speakers during this keynote, so let's dive in. So I thought it was a little bit sales pitchy, to be honest, at least the first maybe 15 or 30 minutes.
I think being the first big keynote, it kind of had to be, very let's go team, very motivational. But there were definitely some moments that were interesting in terms of what the overall direction of the company was going to have in the foreseeable future. Another thing that I found interesting is how many products that they're using built on machine learning and big data, but for other companies to increase monitoring and performance enhancement. And it opens up some interesting questions regarding, user privacy and things like that we may want to get into later on that line. I think you have to look at it two ways. From one hand, they have new products that are increasing customers' capability to rapidly manage, understand, process, digest their data, and then on the other, build something with it very, very rapidly. And now, thanks to their ML pipelines product, deploy it. So we'll see in practice how that actually works out. But from a DevOps perspective, looking to potentially deploy data science, machine learning projects, AI projects in the future, that is definitely very exciting. He said he was leaving the choice bits, for that keynote. And so I'm sure there'll be some, based on how much as a function of the total length of the keynote was dedicated to either machine learning or a machine learning byproduct, I would say this is probably 80% of AWS research and development effort, if not more. Machine learning and figuring out how to get started is the most important product. So bridging that barrier so that you don't have to know calculus, linear algebra, statistics, and probability, and making it so that anybody with a computer background can use it. If they can nail that, in all use cases, then they're going to be the dominant player.
Yeah, I agree. And I kind of alluded to this in my earlier comments as well. Traditionally, the barrier to getting into machine learning and AI is super high because you need to really understand the mathematical models that power some of these algorithms. Thanks for joining us this week for Hallway Conversations. That's all from me and John.